Greetings, fellow prospectors. Rodamon here. Thank you for tuning in to Vintage Story Primitive Survival. Episode 10, The Search for Groundwater. Alright, so we traveled northeast from the last. So we'll see if there's a better reading here. And pretty soon I'm going to need to just forge up some fresh food, because all this excavation work has got me hungry. Ultra high native copper, that's the highest reading we've seen to date. Almost 30 milli. And northeast and below, again for fresh water, which is... I'll try here. I mean, that's northeast. Now, if you're wondering, it is entirely possible to get moderate readings on the surface and not have to dig down for them. So I'm not... I've done this before, you know, I play tested these mods before streaming. So I know that I'm not chasing, like, you know, the white unicorn. Like, moderate aquifers of fresh water from surface readings exist. And they're actually not all that rare to boot, I would say. Sorry about the lack of light. I just don't want my torch to burn out. I do have a backup, but... Oh, prospecting here is going to be rather easy. I'll just do this spot too. And it's probably going to give me the whole, like, northeast and below. Oh, that's granite sand. Spiel again. Northeast and below, yep. Surprise to no one. Native copper is rather high here as well, not quite as high as the one before it. Now, the native copper readings, if you're wondering, are still important, and the reason for that is, the nodes that I've been getting so far are, surface nodes. But deep copper nodes are a lot more plentiful. So if I want, like, just a ridiculous amount of copper, we'd be looking for deep nodes, because surface nodes can only really be so large. Okay. This is about as far northeast and below as I can go. So this is the last reading for this area before I have to go solve my food problems. Having a burning torch in my pocket's no problem. Yeah, man, don't you have fireproof pockets? I mean, obviously I do. Got myself a pocket protector. Oh. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff, useful stuff that can only be made out of copper. Yeah, I was mentioning before, like chutes or stills, you know, that are obviously copper only. So there's a lot of uses for copper beyond tools, which don't make for very... I mean, you shouldn't use copper tools for very long. I mean, some copper tools are fine, like a copper wrench is probably not a problem, because you're not going to, like, break a wrench quickly, but any tool that's going to see significant wear and tear should be made of a stronger material. Ultra-high cassiterite, but... yeah, the water reading's not great. Alright, I think what I'm going to do is head hard west, and... actually, let's head to this shale field and look for FUD. Because I don't intend to run all the way back home, and I'm not about to set up, like, fish weirs or anything like that, so... I'm just trying to forge up some grub so I can keep going. Very flat and open. Indicated on the map. We also have, I haven't been up this way. This is worth keeping our eyes open for stuff. Well, I could make rice gruel if I had a pot. I don't. I could just eat the rice. Oh, this is just a small gravel field. This is not somewhere I'm going to find termites. Okie dokie. Let's see if I can't find some fruit and berries to the north in the woods. I don't love the idea of going into the woods at night. Oh, mushrooms? No? No? Man, this meadow is, like, devoid of edibles. I could dig up the cattails that I had passed previously, but I think I might just have to eat rice. We'll see. I'm not all that concerned. Good old starvation diets. Here we go. Onions. Not fully grown, though. Whoa. Step back just in time. How's Vince's story going today? You know, a lot of searching with not a lot of, not massively productive, but it could be worse. Could always be worse. You know, here I am eating raw rice, so I think that probably speaks novels, I'd imagine. Right now I'm looking for sources of good groundwater for a permanent base location, but I've just been coming up dry. There is literally no groundwater here at all. Southeast and below it says to search, which would be exactly where I just was. So that's not at all helpful. Once, what time is it? 2 in the morning? Once sunrise comes, it'll be a little bit easier to, like, forage for food. When I can actually see beyond my feet. God, how did I get this high up? I was looking to just, like, jump, and I was like, yeah, that'd be fatal. That'd be bad. Don't need to break myself. Now, in the long run... Ooh. I'm always down for a good cave. Oh, nice. Some flowing water in the cave. In the long run, I might not need too much groundwater. It really depends on what we're doing. Like, it depends on whether I'm relying on fresh water for hydration or I significantly invest in, like, replanting berry bushes near me and pressing fruit into fruit juices. Like, there's a lot of other ways to solve your hydration or making soups with grown vegetables. Like, there's a lot of ways to solve that issue, and if I have to just settle on a light aquifer because it seems like the map tile around me just doesn't have anything but, so be it. Yeah, another light aquifer. I will say, how big is this? After spending a little bit more time scouting the nearby area, I'm going to make a decision. I am going to either leave it to polling on you, and if there isn't, like, you know, if there isn't clear consensus, I will just choose. Because I don't want to be at this forever. At some point, indecision is a problem. Alright, eating the raw spelt. And obviously I'm going to need to seek out a pond for some fresh water. Okay, my food deficit is massive. But I'm alive. So I wanted to scout... Let's try to find some open rock. I wanted to scout around here. Oh, here we go. Mature amaranth. More grain. Now, these mature plants barely gave me any grain. It's like doing nothing to my food meter. See if we can find some stony outcroppings around here for prospecting. Cheers. Yeah, spot 1 to 4 are looking better and better. I would disagree. I would agree. The thing is, like, you can't really know how good a spot is until you, like, it reminds me of, like, house searching, right? Or, like, apartment searching. You don't know how good an apartment is until you've seen a few of them. So the first one you see could be amazing, could be average, could be below average. You don't know until you have a larger set of data. So we're just working on, you know, filling our data set. And once we have a larger data set... God, okay, it's saying west and below. I think what I'll do is... I'm going to head down this way. So if we take a look at the aquifer surveys, I want to survey kind of like this area, but I know I'm in desperate need of food, so now that the sun's up, I should be able to forage a little bit easier. But I think by roughly noon today, I'm going to make a decision, or have you guys polled on a decision. A decision will be met, one way or another. Go. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, early game you tend to ride the starvation roller coaster. This is somewhat artificial. I haven't been focusing on food, and I could easily get a lot of food back home. I could be hunting or fishing or whatever, or even foraging better. I've just been prospecting for a place to live as a priority, and food has come second. Because it's pretty easy with my mods to set up weird traps for, like, pretty much all the fish you're gonna really reasonably need. I just haven't been focusing on that. I know I could get papyrus roots. It occurred to me. But I would need to cook them, and that takes a while. It's not food on the go. Still light fresh water. Oh, hey, piggy. Down this way, there should be a lot more forageables. Yum, flax grain. What do we throw out? Spelt and amaranth. Low fertility soil. Can I get some sunflower seeds? Maybe? None of these are even grown. For whatever reason, I've never seen a fully grown sunflower in the game, like at default spawn. Like other wild crops, like some will be mature. Sunflowers never are. I don't know why. They just aren't. Just game weirdness, I guess. I'll have to chalk it up to. I don't know. Ooh, peanuts. Oh, ooh, mature peanuts. I don't mind that. Yum. That helped. And I kept the seeds for obvious reasons, because we can sow our own. Oh, and perfect opportunity to do some pro picking. Or freshwater. But I mean, it's not a high reading hematite, but it might be actually one of the highest we've had so far, just because I haven't had any good readings for hematite. Well, thank you, Peanuts. I'm alive, partially because of you. Peanuts were a good find? Yeah, I mean, as soon as if I started to take dot damage from a lack of food, I would change my focus to fulfill my food needs more seriously, but I've been making do without, so that's why I've just been nonchalantly just grazing, because like it hasn't gotten serious. I haven't gotten hurt. It was like, oh, I won't care about this until I'm actually taking damage. More for poor freshwater. So this area sucks. I mean, it makes sense. It's uncommon rain, so it doesn't surprise me. I was just heading in this direction mostly for the chance to find termite mounds, because that's going to fill me up a lot faster and more efficiently than like eating raw grain. Yeah, that area had some zinc. True. That looks like gazelle over there. Nice little cave. Alright, in game, it's about 7 in the morning. So I'm going to work my way down this coast. That's just west of me. I'll take a reading around this cave. And then we'll make a decision. Oh, okay. I heard an animal and I was like, oh no. But it's fine. Just a little gazelle. Ooh. This cave's bigger than I thought. High hematite. I think that's highest to date hematite reading. And these two connect through this cave system. It's kind of hard to tell. Yeah, I don't know why I did that. It's kind of hard to tell how large this cave system is without lights. So let's get some lights. Oh, come on. Catch it. There we go. I'll take another reading from this pond area. this spot might be decent. Definitely haven't ruled it out. Stronger to northeast and below. So, yeah, this spot isn't terrible. I'm not ready to pull the trigger on it just yet. I don't know how I'm going to get to the other side of this mountain range, though. Wow, this is, I will say, ignoring accessibility, which could be fixed with some cave digging, this is a private little area, isn't it? Like, nothing's going to bother me in this valley. Because I am surrounded on all sides by steep mountains. And, you know, a nice cave system entryway. But in order to get out of here, I wouldn't settle this unless I was ready to, like, do some serious earth moving. Because, it's just too deep in the mountains. Trying to get out of that, what would it be, like Tombolo? What is the term for it? Is, no small feat. Although, this passageway wasn't terrible. The door in. It is a cool spot. It is pretty cool in terms of, like, terrain generation, for sure. True role-playing, so I see you mentioned role-playing. True role-playing, primitive man settled in caves. Because caves were, like, ready-made shelters. So as long as there weren't, like, cave bears or some other apex predator in the cave, you could... Oh, crap. Speaking of which. You could barricade the entryway and, like, you'd just have a home. And you'd have a home that would protect you from storms, and as long as, you know, there was good ventilation, because, of course, you don't want to asphyxiate on campfire smoke. You know, you had a home on demand. I don't necessarily want, like, this game makes building really easy, so although it is a role-playing series, I wasn't going to consider living in a cave like a true caveman, because, like, that's not taking advantage of how flexible and awesome the build system is for this game, so I won't be doing that, but I'm just making the point to say that that would be true primitive man setup. Alright, I'm gonna need to focus on food and water soon, because I'm bottoming out in terms of everything. Stronger northwest and below. Okay, that's the first time it's saying northwest and below. Which is ocean. Yeah, thanks. Great. Well, it is almost 10 a.m. in game. I'll take another reading or two while I try to manage my lack of food and water. And then we'll make a decision. God, where are the berry bushes? I must say. Oh, well, speaking of food. I don't really want to fight an entire herd of boar. I'm hungry, but not suicidally. Yeah, there's a lot of boar around here. Ah, here we go. Oh, funeral bells. Yeah, no. Here we don't. How about no? Funeral bells are super poisonous. It will be the last thing I'll ever eat in my life. Short. Very short life. I'm going to mark down the boar, because there's a lot of boar for good hunting for the future. There's got to be like at least a dozen that I saw. Alright, there's some oak trees over here. Maybe I can get some mushrooms from them so I don't die, because I'm food 0 now. Sad tuba noises. Or whatever instrument it is. I forget what I chose. Trumpet. I'm working on it. Ooh, shiitake. That'll work. The raw mushrooms aren't, like, super efficient, so I'm still gonna need to head back home and, like, get some nutrition proper. I just didn't want to die needlessly. If I could get a prospecting around here, and this will be, like, the last place that I will, assess for survivability. So let's find some rocks around here and then... reishi mushrooms, that'll work. Not the bells, though. Hell no. Any more mushrooms? Okay. Food is like halfway up. Hydration. It's fine. It's gonna make me hungry again, so I'll just keep foraging. These trees are awesome. There's just hella food everywhere. I'm like certainly not efficiently using it, because obviously cooked is way more bang for your buck out of it, but I think I'm going to be able to fill up my food and water needs just from foraging, which is great. That allows me to go back to prospect focus. God, this forest... I feel like, I just entered, like, Candyland or something after being, like, basically starving to death. I am now fat full of mushrooms. Yeah, food and water is now, now maxed. Well, I wasn't really fretting over it. I guess I'll take some for the road. Woodland Pantry, that's a good way of putting it. Spitfire, very good way of putting it. Oh, jeez. Okay. Boar. I did want to get one more reading. I'll head a little south and look for rock outcroppings to get one last prospect reading. Oh, here we go. And then we'll make a decision. Because I've been at this way too long. And I'm sure you guys are impatient waiting for me to actually start like a proper build. So I'll get to it. Don't worry. Light fresh water, bismuth, northeast and below, it's stronger. I'll do one last pin here. This is northeast and below, or northeast at least. So that is the final prospecting. I might do other prospecting on the way there, but that's the final point that I want to prospect around. And then we'll have a decision. It is pretty around here, though. It fulfills that. These old oaks. Very pretty. And lots of vegetables. Lots of mushrooms growing on the trees. And many of which are edible. Not like pink bonnets and funeral bells only. There are boar nearby, but like not so close that I feel threatened. Oh, even patty straw. Don't know if I've ever eaten those in real life. It's pretty here. This was roughly the last spot I wanted to prospect. So let's get it done. It's kind of hilly. Yeah, but it's not so hilly that I can't traverse. There's not... Other than that one, like, cave valley, no fresh water detected. Okay, so that's a absolute... How... Southwest and below? So I lied. This was go northeast. This was go southwest. I want one more point here. Because all the other aquifer locations pointed me to the ocean, and this is the first one that didn't point me to the ocean. That might be on land, and that's kind of an important thing to suss out if that is indeed true. Because all the other aquifer directions were just saltwater aquifers, and this might be the first freshwater aquifer detection. Oh, one more spot. JD, thank you for the resub. Northwest and below. So yeah, there is, like, somewhere around here, maybe. So I'll do one more. Because I think I'm right over a aquifer. Somewhere right around here. Yeah, JD, you're getting pretty close to the 100 mark. Triple digits. Oh, we got quartz. Not that that really matters. Quartz is very common in the game. Okay, so yeah, I would say sitting on an aquifer right here-ish. How are we doing on time? It is 2 hours past my deadline, but like, you know, I'm happy to lie to you guys. So I think there's an aquifer here. Oh, there's even a layer of quartz here. So this is the last one, and then we're deciding. The last one, because this is southwest of the last marker and northeast of the marker before it. Yeah, okay. So there's aquifer here. Of all of these spots, where I am now is pretty traversable. It's commonly raining. So I'm going to create a few... Oh, quartz, yeah. I'm going to create a few, a few spots to vote on. So I'm going to continue to include spots 1, 2, 3, and 4 that I had previously marked down, if you remember what they were. So a reminder about the 3. Spot 1 was light aquifer. It was very flat. It had these granite sand area here. Spot 2 was flat, open, not near trees. Also light freshwater aquifer. Spot 3 was jungle, a little bit more dense. Some trees just to the west of it. Not a lot of open land, so farming might be a little trickier. And then spot 4 was sort of a valley nested around hills, but not to the point where it was like mountain locked. All right, some of the other spots that we found so far. So right where I am now, I'm going to call like ish spot 5. It's not literally right here, but it's roughly where the aquifer is centered around here, which is spot 5. Because there's an aquifer here-ish. Spot 6 will be out here, and I want to get eyes on it. But it's near a lot of trees, oak trees with like mushrooms, and near a lot of boar. So there's a lot of food availability here, and like there's a pond there. And it seems like I'm not going to get a moderate aquifer. I think that's a bit of a pipe dream unless I'm doing a lot more searching, which I'm not going to commit to. So I'll get eyes on spot 6, but that will be spot 6. And then spot 7 will be the coast up here. There's a lot of redwood, so wood availability is very high, but it's a little bit lower accessibility. And then the last spot will be spot 8 here, which is the giant pond. So this is a massive freshwater pond. It's open, it has some trees, and it's got a lot of like flat land, so I wouldn't get ambushed easily. So those are the 8 spots, and I only have spot 6 to go revisit. And just to summarize, so I just summarized spots 1 through 4. Spot 5 is where I am now, just as a point of reference. Spot 6 we're headed to. Spot 7 was the little peninsula surrounded by redwoods, and spot 8 was the large open pond area with some gravel nearby. So I haven't been out to spot 6, and that's the last place I'm gonna get eyes on before we put it to vote. And then it's the labor of like physically moving my stuff from home to out here. And then after we do that, we'll start getting into industry. We'll start putting down flax fields and other vegetable fields so that I can start feeding myself more easily and setting up, you know, actual buildings worth living in. Because we don't have any of those yet. Don't do it. Yeah, that's what I thought. It said don't. I'm a little tougher now, thanks to the sword, as you might have seen. I think this is my first kill. And it's going to be sad, because, ooh, lump of fat. That's, like, more important than anything else. The red meat, like, oh, don't? Oh, God. You have friends nearby, don't you? I'll try to cook the red meat. We'll see. I could always just put it over a regular fire. What can I drop here? I'll stack the torches. Honestly, I'm not even going to use the spear anymore. There we go. I got some room. Before I go all the way out to the pond, I'll do a prospecting here, too. Ultra high bismuth. Aquifer seems to get stronger in the northwest and below, which is roughly where I had marked down. Is the blood from the mod? Yes. It's called Blood Trail. My mod list is in the description. Thank you for tuning in to Vintage Story Primitive Survival, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any questions for me, let me know in the comments below, but I'm not looking for any backseating. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow Seraphs.